Hi, I'm Claudia Brown Coulter with Pivotal Peace. I am your go-to mediator for navigating divorce while parenting children with special needs, and I'm also a legal document assistant LDA based in the greater Los Angeles area. Welcome to Step 2 Tuesdays. Today, we're talking about hidden assets. This is the thing that people are really worried about. And they call me and they were like, what do I do? And I'm like, I'm not your attorney. So let's talk about the steps you should take if you suspect that there are hidden assets, that your spouse is hiding stuff from you. Okay. So signs that there might be something going on. First of all, trust your intuition. Secondly, your spouse talks. So you definitely have an idea, like, they said this deal was going through and I think it did, but I never saw any money from that. Like, people talk. You know. So trust yourself. Okay, you know your spouse. But if something is unusual financial behavior, maybe they've suddenly secreted, maybe there's large withdrawals, maybe there's, seems like there's just like a lot of cash withdrawals, but not a lot of transactions. Maybe they're transferring things over to family and friends. That's just weird, shady stuff. Maybe there's unexplained debt and expenses. Maybe they're racking up different debts that you didn't know about, secret hidden credit cards. That's not good. That's not good for you, because that could be community property, community debt, I should say. Maybe there's, that there is something going on, but there's missing financial documents. That I think there's a brokerage account, but I can't find any documentation of that. Okay. So what should you do if you're like, there's something fishy is going on here? What am I going to do? You want to find all the documents. Gather the documents as they come through the mail. Okay, especially if you're in the stage of, I think I'm going to get a divorce. I'm not sure. I haven't told my spouse yet. This is like the perfect time to start grabbing the mail and looking at what comes in the mail and taking a look at it. Review those statements carefully. And then you want to think about, and this is something that doesn't happen in mediation or with a legal document assistant, but you may need to do some discovery. Discovery does not happen in this mediation process. So this is where you may need to get a forensic accountant and have them comb through those files, comb through the financials. You may need to get an attorney, a family law attorney, retain them, not consult with them, retain them so they can subpoena and they can have depositions and they can put in formal requests for documentation. So this is where if it's a significant amount of money, you really need to think about, I might really need to lawyer up in this situation. And then if you decide, okay, I think though I still want to use an LDA, I still want to go with a mediator, then you want to be transparent, and your spouse needs to be transparent too. And one of the ways that looks like is through clear communication. So when you're in the mediation session, you can say, I thought you told me this deal went through and there's no money, where is it? Or you probably can also put it on your financial disclosures on your FL 142 of, I believe there's an extra brokerage account, but I don't know the amount. So that it could be there in black and white. Your spouse will see it. And you're going to ask for full disclosure. You're going to request that they be honest with you. Right? And you want to keep copies of everything they've given you. Now, if your spouse is lying or not. If they make $1 million a year, but they make $1 million a year under the table. And so what they're really telling the court on their FL 150 is, oh, poor me, I'm broke. I don't have anything. You need to get a lawyer. Just tell you right now. I mean, that's not legal advice. That's on the street advice. Like, if you know your spouse is lying about large hidden assets, then you might want to consider really thinking about talking to a lawyer, because that's going to interfere with your future. Now, if you're just kind of like, I don't really care how much money they make, I don't want nothing from you. You keep your assets and debts. I keep my assets and debts. I know you are lying. Let's just get this done so that I can wash you right out of my hair. Then that's fine. But these are decisions you have to make. So you want, though, to protect your interest. You want to have a fair settlement. Now, if just going, you keep yours, I'll keep mine is fair for you, great. That's easy. But you want to stay informed. You want to have your ear to the ground so that you know what's going on with the financials. If at this point you're contemplating divorce and you've never been involved with financials before, it's time for you to get involved. If you are so scared and you have no idea what to do, it's time for you to consult with a certified divorce financial analyst. I got a great one or two to recommend to you. Reach out to me. I'd be happy to share their information with you, because you're going to need some help to understand these numbers. And you also, you want to seek legal advice, but you also want to seek some financial advice, because a lawyer is not a financial expert. They're not. And then once you know what all the numbers are, as best as you could know, then you want to negotiate. And you want to do the best job you can negotiating. You want to be as fair as you possibly can be, but you also want to protect your interest. So by having everything on the table, talking about how you feel about this process, and maybe you don't trust them and you're really concerned about this, have those conversations. And then, once whatever agreement you've decided to make, even if it is just between the two of you and you've had no outside help, you should still consult with an attorney before signing that document and submitting it to court. You're going to want, both of you, you're going to want legal eyes on that paperwork so that your interests are protected. Okay, if you have more questions about financial disclosures, I know it's really hard when you feel like, man, they hiding stuff. If you got more questions, drop them below so that I can answer them. Have a good day. You're going to get through this, and it's going to feel so good.